Hey guys,
Hello, everyone. Looks like we're live.
I think for sure we're live. There's a lot of people coming in now. Welcome, guys.
Hello and
Hi.
welcome, everyone. So my name is Michael, together with my colleagues Kasia and Tom. Today, we're going to be talking to you about our latest addition to the Getresponse tool stack, the website builder. Guys, you guys want to say hi?
Sure, I can jump in. Or Kasha lady first. Come on.
No, I just wanted to say hi. It's great to see everybody. And I see everybody is posting in the chat room. Hi, I'm really excited to be here. And I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you. And yeah, I'm passing it over to Tom.
Yeah, just exactly the same. It's great to see so many people today for sure as well. And it's definitely super cool to be able to jump on a live webinar with the wonderful Mihao and Kasha as well. So super lucky here that I've been going. But yeah, as I just said in the chat, guys, feel free to introduce yourself. We'll try our hardest, I guess, throughout as well to kind of chat to you in there as well. And I think we'll let a few more people come in probably as well,
Yeah.
Mihao, right?
Sure,
Yeah, we've
exactly.
got a truly international crowd.
We really do, yeah.
Yeah, we can all appreciate the fact that we're joining here live. Feel free to share where you're joining us from to say hi. I can see Alex from California, folks joining us from Exeter, nice one. Plenty of people from all over the place, nice, from Miami,
Yeah,
from
nice.
Dubai.
Really do have a kind of varied group today. Yeah, that's super cool.
As always, our webinar is going to be about 1 hour. So we're going to be sharing with you all the best tips. We're going to be showing you the ins and outs of the website builder. We're really excited about this new addition. Honestly, this is probably the single tool that I've been mostly excited about for a few years here in Getresponse. I'm going to go ahead and answer the key question that always appears in our chats. That is whether this will be recorded. And of course, it will be recorded. And we'll be, by the way, we'll have a dedicated Q&A session later on, but feel free to ask your questions throughout the whole presentation, throughout the whole webinar. I'm just going to do a quick theoretical introduction in a moment. Kasia will be diving in deep into the Getresponse platform to show you the website builder. She's in our UX team, and she's been working closely with the tool throughout the whole development. So you cannot find a better person to lead you through this tool. And then we'll have Tom, who will be actually sharing the tips on how to connect Getresponse website builder with all the other tools that we have inside Getresponse, which is super exciting because we're not just talking about a website builder here. We're talking about a truly all-in-one marketing platform here inside Getresponse. So this is super exciting. I can see some questions already about domains, about other stuff. We'll be answering them shortly, but feel free to just ask your questions, say hi, and share your mood with us even on the chat. I think most of the folks that will be joining us have joined already. So let me just go to the introduction part. Hi, Gilberto from Mexico. Hi, Chris. Plenty of people still joining us. So let's dive right in. So let's go with the main key question before we actually show you the Getresponse website builder is why do you really need a website in 2021? And myself, I'm a marketer. I use plenty of marketing tools, plenty of marketing channels to promote our webinars, our events, our content. And your website is one of the channels. So like you have so many channels to choose from. Why would you go with a website in 2021? Well, to be honest, if you ask me this question, I would say you should have done it even before. But now it's better than later. So looking at the statistics that we've looked at, even pre-COVID statistics, they show that about 70 to 80% of people research a company online before they actually buy from them. And interestingly, about 1/3 of people actually stated that they wouldn't consider a company even if it didn't have a website. So that gives you the answer right away. People look at your website, they want to see whether you exist, if you're legit. They want to see if they can trust you, especially if they need to plug in their credit card, if they want to do business with you. They need to know that they can trust you. So a well-designed website makes you look professional. And one of the best things is on your own website is that you actually have full control over it, over what it looks like, what it feels like, how it speaks to your audience. I know there are plenty of other tools, Google My Business, Facebook page, and many businesses, they create these pages and they think that's enough. And for many, it is enough. But if you ask us, having a professional looking website yourself, if you build it yourself, is a much, much better, because you control everything. If you run traffic campaigns, you drive traffic to your website from Google ads, from Facebook ads, or even if people just type in your name into Google or their other favorite search engine, they will find your site and they will find it and look at it the way it's supposed to look, not the way Facebook has created it or LinkedIn has created you some input fields that can fill out. So that's the best thing about having a website, is that you can fully control it. The other thing is that your website is usually the center of all your marketing activities. As I mentioned, if you do paid ad campaigns, you're usually going to lead your audience to your website or to a landing page, and not to your Facebook page, not to your Google page or Instagram account. If you do email marketing, well, naturally, you want to, first of all, gather the email addresses, collect these email addresses, send your email campaigns, but these folks will need to go to somewhere. And you wouldn't send them to your social media post on Facebook. You want to send them over to your website. And if you continue looking at all the other marketing channels that I've showed before on the screen, you actually look at it and that your website is the center point. It is the number one thing that you should have prepared, and we're going to hopefully make it a good case today to show you that it is essentially an easy thing to do. And the best thing about using website builders like this, you can do it all by yourself with ease from scratch. And one of the other cool things about having a website is that it is very cost effective. You don't have to keep paying to have people join your website, to go to your website. If it's well optimized for SEO, people will be going there organically. If you have good content, if you have a website or a domain or a company name that people will recognize and they will remember and they will type into Google. And it's cost effective because unlike paid channels, honestly, the page is going to continue to work even if you stop paying for the service, stop paying for Google ads, for Facebook ads. Your website will be there and will continue convert your audience, especially if you use it with channels like email marketing, live chats, and other services. So these are the key reasons why having a website is important in 2021. As I said, like the statistics have showed us, that was pre-COVID. I think now the answer is even more evident that having a website is important. So the other question is, why did we develop a website builder? There are plenty of other website builders. There's WordPress, for example. We've been using WordPress ourselves for many years. And to be honest, I've tried building websites with WordPress myself before. And truth be told, even though people say this easy, if you have a CMS and you write articles, it is easy. But if you want to actually build the whole thing yourself, even if you buy a template, sorry, but that stuff is complicated. So first of all, what we identified was the need. Around 60% of our audience that signs up for Getresponse, signs up for a free trial, they don't have a website. And I'm talking about US only audience, by the way. So they don't have a website yet. Many of them do say that they want to build a website at some point. Well, we wanted to make it easier for them to build one from scratch and to have it connected with all the other tools. The other thing is that with Getresponse, we have plenty of other marketing tools that help you scale your business, grow your business, and promote it, help you build your presence online. But the things that we offered up until now, they were designed for folks that had already things in motion. And we wanted to be with you when at the beginning of your journey to help you get started and help you actually establish a good business. And most importantly, as I said, like with website builders, even with WordPress, you buy a template, you set up WordPress, you have to play around with things like hosting, delegating domains. You need to, add Google Analytics. I remember there's even a plugin that helps you plug into Google Analytics. And this stuff, you shouldn't be that difficult. Okay, you can buy a template and you probably don't need to learn coding. But if you want to add Google Analytics, well, you need to plug in that JavaScript code there yourself. You want to optimize it for SEO, you need a plugin for that. And you keep adding things like, I need a live chat solution. I need to add sign-up forms. All of these things come with a plugin that you need to add yourself, or then you need to learn how to code. it says it's easy, but connecting all the different marketing tools out there is not all that easy. And I myself consider myself quite knowledgeable when it comes to connecting these things. Like I don't code, but I know HTML and CSS basics, and I found it challenging. And we wanted to make it easier for everyone, so we wanted to make sure that all the folks that use our tools know how to do these things, and they can do it with ease. They can do it with confidence. They don't need to pay their developers to make any changes on their website. Actually, even this week we chatted with one of our customers that says, okay, we paid our developer to build a website. It's an outsourced developer. He put the website together, but now all the changes that we want to make, we need to keep paying him for even just a single thing to be edited, to the website. And he's never got time because these are small projects for him. So these are the reasons why we created a website builder. And now I'm super happy to pass on the microphone to Kasia, where she will actually show you the tool live in person. She'll show you how to create a website from scratch using Getresponse website builder, and she'll tell you more about all the possibilities that we have inside the tool. So feel free to ask any questions that you have on the chat. As I said, we'll have a dedicated Q&A session later on. And I'm switching off my microphone, switching off my camera, and passing now the microphone on to Kasia.
Thanks, Michał. Thanks for this wonderful introduction. And then hello to everybody. I see that quite a lot of people have joined us since we started this event. So hi, my name is Kasia. I'm in the UX team, and I've been working with a wonderful team of developers and a wonderful team of UXers who've put this product together, who've put this feature together. And today I'm going to show you how you can get started with a website builder and how you can create a website in a couple of minutes flat. Bear with me, I'm going to be switching on the screen sharing app. So please bear with me as the screen sharing kicks in. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Fantastic, thanks, thank you. All right, so if you're joining us today, this tiny little item might be on your to-do list, or you might be adding it to your to-do list soon. And the great news is that today we're going to show you how you can check it off your to-do list. But to do that, I'm actually going to do something different. I'm going to replace this one item list with a slightly longer but more manageable to-do list. And it's going to help you, help me walk you through the website builder. It's going to help us keep track of everything we're going to be talking about today. So to build a website, you first need to get started. I know, horrible joke. But part of getting started is deciding on a design. And we've come up with 2 ways of helping you through complete that task, pick your design. So when you log into your account and you go into the website builder section, you're going to be able to jump right into creating your website. So all you need to do is just click create a website, and here we're going to present you with 2 options. You'll be able to either build your website by using a ready-made template, or you're going to answer a couple of questions, and our website builder, the AI-powered website builder, is going to create a website for you. So slightly different experiences. If you neither one is better or worse. It's whether you are more interested in just trying things out on your own, browsing through templates, you want to do that, you go ahead and use the ready-made template. If you are a beginner, or maybe you just want to figure out how to create a website quick, you can just use the AI-powered builder. And we're going to actually start with the ready-made templates first. I'm going to show you how to use the ready-made templates, and then I will go back and we will switch over to the AI-powered builder. So just to start using to pick your template, you just click use a ready-made template. And then our selection of templates are going to load. And let's say you have a business that you are doing providing online learning resources. You do distance learning, and you offer advice for teachers that do distance learning, or maybe you yourself are a teacher that does distance learning. So you may want to go to jobs and education. So browse the templates by topic, or you can just browse the templates by type. So let's say we're just going to go into jobs and education, and let's see what's there and what catches our attention. Oh, how about this one? And before I even click and choose the template, I can just simply first preview the entire site and then go right into the template itself. Oh, there we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. So here's our template. Here's our design. And I can see what kind of pages are part of that design. We have an About Us page. We have an Offer page. We have a Contact page. If that is not something that you want to use, you can always pick another template. Or you can switch over to the AI-powered builder and pick a different route. And for this one, we're going to create a website for a career coaching, for career advice business. So we're going to ask you first what kind of business you have, and then we're going to provide you with some options that you can choose. If you don't find the exact keyword that describes your business, that's fine. All you need to do is just pick other, and then still the website builder is going to create the website for you. So we're going to go to resources and planning, and the next question we'll be asking you is what kind of website you want to build. And again, if you don't have a clear idea yet what kind of website you're building, you can use other, and this is a multi-purpose website that you can customize based on whatever you need. You can also take some time and go over some of the ideas and suggestions we provide for each of the sites. For this one, I'm just going to go with business website, which, and then the next step, once I selected the type of business I have and also the kind of website I want to create, the next step is to decide what kind of elements I want to have on my site. The AI already suggests that the website has these elements, some of those elements like a chat or a contact form or a FAQ. But like I said, everything is customizable, so you can click off, you can deselect whatever item you don't want on your site, and instead add a couple of items, a couple of elements that you would like to have on your site, video maybe, and a gallery. And worry not, none of those choices are going to destine you to a website that you don't like. You can always customize those websites. You can always remove or add other elements once you see the complete design. You can always skip this step. If you don't feel like you want to answer these questions, or you don't have a clear idea yet, or you haven't decided yet, just quickly skip this step and it's going to take you to another one. And for this one, here's where you decide on the theme, so the color scheme for your site, what your website is going to look like, and what kind of mood you want to create, what kind of energy you want to create. And let's say that, and you can hover over each of those little tiles, and you're going to see the entire color scheme for all the colors that are going to be used on this website. And since this is a site I'm building for a career advice business, and we all know about work-life balance, I'm just going to go with the balance theme. Here's the business information that you want to include on your site. If you don't want to include this on your site, just skip to the next step. And here's where the AI magic is happening. The site is generating options for you and the templates that you'll be able to use. And I can, just like with a pre-designed website, I can preview the design, or I can just, by looking at it, if I like something more than other, one template over the other, I'm just going to jump right in and use this design. So here's my website, or the foundation for my website, which I can now start customizing, and I can start optimizing, and I can start adding pages, I can start adding content, I can make all my changes and personalizing my website, and I can optimize it for SEO. All those tiny little goals that I have in mind, now I can start doing. Before we start going into adding pages and customizing and everything, I just wanted to give you a quick lay of the land, how to find your way around the website builder. The easiest way to switch between sites, between pages on your site, is to use this little navigation in the top left corner. It's going to quickly switch you between the pages that you can start editing on your site. If you want to manage your pages, if you want to change the order of pages, you click on the little Manage Pages icon, and it's going to show you all the pages that are the visible pages that are part of your website, and also pages that are going to be hidden, and also pages that are going to show only under specific conditions. Like, for example, if you restricted access to your website, and then we're going to display registration page and login page, or maybe enter password page. And if there's some kind of unforeseen event and your page cannot display it, we also prepared a not found page for you. And to edit the design quickly for your entire site, you go to the global design, you click on this middle icon with the global design, and here's where, if you've changed your mind, you can pick a different palette for your site, or you can change the typography and also styles for all the buttons. So all the changes you make here are going to be reflected throughout your page. So this is just a preview. I'm going to talk about it in more detail once we get into a specific site that I'm going to show you. So let's get back to our checklist. So we have decided on the design, we have picked a theme, and then we have these three tasks. We need to add pages, we need to help people navigate the site, which is creating a menu, linking between pages, and then optimize the site for SEO. And I'm going to switch over to a different template that I've already prepared for you to just show that, how to do that, how to complete this next set of tasks. So here's my little imaginary business. Let's say that you've decided to turn your hobby into a business and source of revenue, source of income. And because I am inspiring crocheter and knitter, I've decided to go with a knitting site and crocheting site that is going to be selling yarns and selling patterns. I've already have my core pages ready. I have the home, about us, contact, and products and patterns page, but I want to add a couple of other pages. First of all, I want to link my blog because I have a blog, and I want to add a link to the site menu that is going to be linking to my blog. So I'm going to click there we go. Sorry, it's my computer. My computer is being very obstinate today. There we go. There we go. So I clicked the wrong thing, so let me just go here. I'm going to add an external page. I'm going to click this little link icon, and it's going to open a dialog window, and it's going to ask me to type in the link name and also provide the link for my blog. And I'm going to use our Getresponse blog for that. And it's also going to ask me, how do I want to open that link? And I want that link to open in a separate tab. I also have an option for it to open in the same page. And then, there we go. My blog is linked. So I can totally link my other pages to my site, to the site that I'm building. But I also want to add another page. And this page I'm going to call the community page. So once I click page, I'm presenting with a variety of options and possibilities. This is our page library. And first, I'll just need to decide quickly which page I want to add. And for this specific page, let's say I'm going to go with the products page. Oh, not products. I already have products. I'm going to go with, let's say, a gallery page. And I'm just click on the page, and then your page is going to appear in the side menu and also here in the page tree. And I'm going to call it a community page. Which is going to be apparent. And why is going to be apparent in just a moment. And let's say I changed my mind and I don't want this page to be called the products page. I want this page to be called our yarns. So all I need to do is click on the page name here and then type in the new name. And for now, this is all I want to do. Those are the pages I want to add. So let me go to my checklist, pages added. And now, helping people navigate my site. How do I order these pages in the and how do I want the page hierarchy to look like? And if I'm happy with the order of the pages here, that's how I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna do anything. But if I want our yarns to go before about us, all I need to do is go over to manage pages and move our yarns up. Sorry. Oh, and our yarns now is in second, appears as a second item. If I want to, if I want contact page to be not be displayed directly in the site menu, but be hidden, be a sub-page to my About Us page, all I do is move the little contact tile to the right. I'm moving it, repositioning it, and the physical repositioning of the tile is going to also change the order and change the placement of the page in the page hierarchy. And let me go back to manage pages, and I'm going to move it back to where it was before. So now I have our yarns, About Us, our yarn patterns. Oh, I'm going to move patterns here, over here. And that's about it. those are the changes I'm going to be making. And here's my website with all the pages I wanted to have, and in the order with the site menu already created. But also I want to do another tiny thing. I want to link between pages. And one way of doing that, one way of linking between pages is by linking buttons on a page. So on my homepage, I've created a little display of the things we offer, that we have yarns and we have patterns and we have accessories. And now I want to make sure that people who land on this first page also get to my patterns page, and they actually review my yarns that I have on offer. So what I can do is click on the button and tell the builder where I wanted to link to. And I'm going to choose the current website. And I'm going to choose the patterns. So in case you missed it, what I did is double-click on the button to open the button settings, and then selected what I wanted to link to, which is the current site, the site I'm working on, and then pick the page that I wanted to link, and then how I want to link it, how I want it to open. Do I want this page to open in the same page or in a new tab? And this one I want to open on the same page. So the visitor is going to stay on the same page when the next page opens. And I'll quickly edit the text on the button. So now that is done, let's have a look at optimizing the site for SEO. We've got our pages, we've got our page structure. Now let's make sure that our page shows in the search results. Seems like a daunting task, but it's actually quite easy to accomplish. To optimize your site for SEO, you go to the settings for each of the pages. So you click on the actions menu, the vertical ellipsis, and select settings, and then go to the SEO tab. And here's where you decide on the page title. And on the page description. Page description is basically what shows in the search results, the text that shows in the search results. And the general advice is to use keywords. So it's a balance of being authentic and using the right keywords that people search for. So always make sure that the description reflects the tone of your brand, who you are, the way you would speak, but also possibly insert a couple of those search terms that you would like to add. And in the general settings is where you go to edit the page name. So the page name that shows up here in the tree. So SEO, the page title is what shows here in the tab. The general settings is what you're going to show in the page tree. It's always a good idea to keep those names the same so you don't get confused and you don't forget which page is what. And then you're also going to be able to edit the flag for all pages except for the home page. Home page doesn't show any text in the flag. And then I'll show you just an example here for our yarns. So the page, our yarns, page name is our yarns. This page title is going to be our yarns. Again, I would add the description for the page with the specific keywords, and also to let people know what they can expect when they land on your site. And then The slug here shows the original name for the site. So to change the slug, I click edit and then add the slug that I actually want to display. The changes save automatically. You don't have to click any save, any apply button. The changes are saved as soon as you enter them and you click off. So you do this, you enter the SEO information for each and every of those pages. And my advice would be, once you change the slugs, once you give those pages names, once you give them titles, and once you change the slugs and publish your page. After you've published your site, try not to change those slugs because they will get indexed. And then people who happen upon your old URL, they may end up on the 404 page. So it's always a good idea to do those edits before you publish. So we've optimized for SEO. Now let's connect with people. And part of connecting with people is making sure that they can leave the contact information, that they can leave an address for you, that they don't miss your offer, and then maybe you can share something with them just as additional incentive to thank them for coming to your site. And how do I do that? How do we do that? By adding forms and enabling downloads from your site. So let's start by adding a couple of forms, or first of all, let's start by checking what kind of forms are already on your site. Since this is the template that has already been created, a lot of forms have already been added to your site, like, for example, a sign-up form. A sign-up form is a form that people use to leave their email address and add to your email list. So if you already have contact lists in your Getresponse account, people who leave their email addresses here are going to end up as contacts in your email list. You can edit the form by adding additional custom fields. So name and email are already included. Those fields are required, so you won't be able to remove them from your form, but you can add additional custom fields. So for example, favorite color, favorite yarn, whatever custom field, whatever contact data you want to collect, you can add to your form, and then you can decide whether it's a required field or not. If you are concerned about privacy policies, privacy law, GDPR, you can add consent fields to your form. You enable consent fields by turning on the toggle, and then selecting the consent fields that you want to add to your form. They're going to be automatically added to your form, and you can decide whether those are required fields. To quickly jump into how do I control which list people sign up for? To do that, you go to subscription settings, where you select your yarns list, or my yarns list. You select the list you want people to add to. So let's say all of the new subscribers, you want to add them to your newsletter. That's where you select your list. You go to subscription and select list. And then you can also decide whether you want it to be a double opt-in subscription, and whether you want to add them to any of your autoresponders. So if you already have an autoresponder, that's great. If not, you can always add people later to your autoresponder. For any design decisions, you go to the design section, and if you want to change any of the look of your form, for example, you want to change the way that labels are displayed, you just go to the design. And for the fields, you can, of course, edit the text that appears above the field, or in the field, or below the field, depending on how you want to present your form. Another way of capturing information and enabling people to get in touch with you is by adding a different type of form. this is a sign-up form, which means people are added to your contact list. But let's say you want people to leave a message for you. And for that, you are going to add people to your contact list. So you don't necessarily want to collect contacts yet, or maybe you don't know if people are going to be willing to sign up to an email list, but you still want to get in touch with them. You still want them to be in the loop. You want to nurture those connections, those communication. So then you could consider the option of adding a contact form. And I'm going to select a contact form. And contact form is a little bit different. Like I said, it enables people to leave a message for you, but it doesn't add their email to your email list. And it actually lets you chat with them on your site and also get in touch with them in slightly different channels. And Tom is actually going to talk about that in more detail after my presentation. So we got a sign up form, we have a contact form, and also if you want to make sure that people really don't miss your offer, you can add a pop-up form. So a form that appears on your site when people visit your site, or whether they want to click away, they want to move away from your site. So after you've added the pop-up form, you'll be able to decide how you want it to be displayed, whether you want to, whether it's supposed to be small or large, or whether it's supposed to be displayed in the center, whether it's supposed to be pop up when people visit your site, or when people leave your site, or when they scroll through your site, and then make all those design decisions for your form. So that's the pop-up form, the behavior, and the location, the appearance of your form. But now we need to decide what we want it to display. And I may want to give them an extra nudge to sign up to my list. So I drag and drop an element I want to add to the pop-up form, and it's going to be displayed on a pop-up once people visit my site. And the last thing I wanted to show you what to do and how to do it is to enable download from your site. So if you ever want to share a document, or let's say a freebie pattern with your visitors, you go to the button settings and select a document as what the button should link to, and then use our files and images to select the document that you want people to be able to download. The green check mark shows that the document has been attached. And you can also define what you want the button to look like. Whenever people click on that button, once your page is published, they'll be able to download the document. The document will open in a new tab, and people will be able to download it. So let's check off the things we've been talking about here. And then another question that you guys posted is whether I can restrict access to just a few people. And yes, you can do that. You can restrict access to registered users, for example. And that's why I added this community tab, community page. To restrict access to that page, I'm going to go to settings again and click on the access tab and select members. So from now on, only members have access to my community page, where I share specific resources, special resources with them. And this specific page is not going to appear once your page is published. It's not going to be able to show, it won't show once your page is published. It's going to be hidden unless people login. And to enable login to your page, you use the login and registration element. Where you can customize the text of all the text. If you want to say something that other than login and sign up, you can absolutely do it. And once people log in, they'll be able to see their email address and their avatar if you decide to include an avatar when they log in. So once people log in, that page is going to become available to them. I'm going to quickly go over the design decisions for your site. If I want to change the color palette, the typography, and create reusable content, and adding media. And let's actually start with adding media because I already previewed global settings. I've already previewed that. So to add video to my site, I can also do that. I can link to my site. I can link a video just by inserting a URL. And I can also decide whether this video should play right after people visit the website. If it plays on enter, it's going to be muted. The autoplay is muted. If I wanted to play in a loop, if I want to show controls, or whether I wanted to just play muted whenever people click on it. And to show you how changes in global design look like, I'm going to switch the palette to something absolutely completely different. I'm going to go for a different color palette. All my backgrounds, buttons, and everything have been changed. And if I want to, let's say, change the font on my entire website, I just click on typography and I pick a completely different font for my site. If I want the button style to be different, I want them to, let's say, be rounded instead of square. I can do all that for my entire site from Global Design. For creating a reusable content, I highlight the section I want to save, and I click on the little disk here, disk icon, and it's going to, the website builder is going to prompt me to save a block. And all the sections I want to reuse later, whenever I build this website, are going to show under my blogs, where I can just drag and drop them and add them to my design. And now we're getting to the very end of this journey. We're going to publish the site. We're going to pick the name and connect a domain. So once I'm happy with the design, I've customized the look of my site. I've added the content I wanted to add. I'm going to click on the next button, Connect Domain, and it's going to present me with all the options I have. And you have a multitude of, you have 3 options here. You can publish a website using one of our Getresponse domains. And here in the subdomain field, you can enter a customized name for your site, whatever you want, whatever name you want to appear in in the address before the Getresponse domain. You also have two other options. If you don't want to use a domain and you want to you want to use your own domain, you want to fully customize your URL, you can either connect the domain you own, if you have a domain you own that you already own, or you can buy a domain name. So we're going to provide you with an option to jump on the bandwagon of domain names. We're going to provide you with an option to publish your domain and buy your domain while publishing your website. So here's where I'm going to stop. We got to the very end. We checked off all of our items on our checklist, and now we've created a website. I'm going to now ask Tom to join our conversation. Thanks. And I'll be happy to answer any of the questions that you guys have. I know that you've been posting those questions, and some of the things, there's a lot of information, so I'll be happy to elaborate on any of the questions that you might have.
Perfect. Yeah, so I'm actually just gonna, thank you very much, Kasia. I'm gonna jump on and I'm gonna share my screen in the same way as you. So I'm gonna be looking at the wrong screen right here. So this is just gonna be the magic. It seems like one of my screens doesn't work. That's totally fine. It's not a problem. You're here for Website Builder anyway, and you'll just have to look at the side of my head for a little bit, and I promise to look over to you. But what I want to do, and I'm not going to spend too much time, but what I want to do is I just want to, as I was saying before, I just want to explain a little bit about how the rest of the Getresponse ecosystem works and how it integrates into Website Builder. So Kasia's already gone over how to create the website. She's shown you and gone over exactly, what is important, why you might have a website, and where people that are going to your website, where they might go to. I want to quickly go over, because I totally appreciate we will have some people who have a free trial with us, who are paid customers, who are not, just to go over the very basics very quickly, and then we'll just jump into how to integrate. So the very basic of Getresponse, and when we say, I guess, the Getresponse ecosystem, we're talking about lists. We're talking about growing your audience. Almost all of you here are looking to do that, growing your contact base, growing the amount of leads you've got, whatever you want to call them. We call them email addresses, leads, contacts, whatever you want. Just getting customers vital information so that you can contact them again, so that you can remarket to them, so you can pitch to them. And the very core of this is your list. So when we're talking about lists, when we're talking about sign-up forms and contact forms, we're talking about getting people directly to here. Going back into Website Builder and what we're all here for, I'm going to take you into some of our native integrations that I know a lot of you have been asking for. So I go into our site settings here, and this is the manage page, and you'll see a slightly different Getresponse actual website. And mine's not as nice and Kasia's for sure, but because I just mocked it up whilst we were talking. But when you go into your settings, you will see, once you've published, all the things that are there, the domain, you'll have all this customization. I know there were a few questions in the chat about whether you can customize things when you've edited. Of course you can. It's one of the biggest benefits of the Website Builder that you can do that. But one thing I want to show you, and it's a question that came up quite a few times actually, is the ability to add things like Facebook Pixel and stuff like that. We have a lot of integrations in Getresponse and as our all-in-one marketing tool in general. Part of Website Builder, part of the launch of Website Builder, we've included some of the most integral analytics and integrations that we know our customers are using all the time. And you can see here, you can integrate directly with Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, Facebook Pixel. I know a lot of you have been asking about Facebook Pixel there. And one of the great things about this is it plays into that whole kind of mentality of making this as easy as possible for you. With no coding experience, with no, dev time or very little budget. So you just want to make a change very quickly, or you want to try something. The whole idea of kind of getting your website up in minutes is legitimate. I think the quickest time we had was about 10 minutes, where you're able to fully integrate your all-in-one marketing platform. You're able to integrate all your third-party tools into one place, and you can see that all you need to do is add your ID in. There's a lot of help in how to do this. If you are a marketer or you are an entrepreneur that doesn't know how to do this, and you know that you want to get started, we have tons of FAQs, so you can have a look through there, and they change as well in this section, so you can have a look at how to integrate those. definitely recommend doing that. One of the cool things about this is that you'll be able to track the behavior and demographics around the people that come to your website. And then, as you were asking before, you can just optimize as you're going, and you can edit this website. It's not just as you would with a dev, you put a set of requirements there and then you can't change it. You have to pay quite a lot of money to change it. You can just change, and you can, in real time, you can be updating and optimizing your website for conversion. So lots of opportunities right there. Definitely worth having a play once you've published. But the one I'm most excited about actually is Getresponse chats. This is a recent launch. Some of you might have been at our launch webinar a few months ago when we launched chats, and this is one of the products that's really just taken off. So in one click, you can integrate Getresponse chats. And what that enables you to do is to be able to add a little chat icon inside of your website. So there are quite a lot of chatbots out there. There are quite a lot of live chat platforms. You can see that we have one over here as well. And what this enables you to do is just to reduce the friction between yourself and your customers by giving them the opportunity to actually chat with you live. So if you have a page visitor and you want them to talk to you, you want to make sure that you're converting every single one of them, in one click you can add one of these chats. And I'll show you what it looks like. I'm actually going to open another page there, and hopefully we won't have any issues here at all with this one. I'm showing you this just because I played with this quite a few times now, so it knows me quite well. But you can see on my beautiful looking website here that was created with the AI creator, just so you know, you can see that I've got a chatbot down here, fully integrated. There was no need for me to go into the code and add it in and test it and look at it. Just one click and it was on. So what I'll do here is I'll just send myself a message, say, hey. And what you'll notice immediately is that we give you the opportunity, or we ask our customers immediately to give some more details about who they are. The reason we do this is because we want to increase conversion on these websites. We want to make sure that you are collecting email addresses, that you are collecting these details of any visitors that are coming in. And if they've come to here because they have a question, but it still doesn't mean that it's not an opportunity to actually come and get their email address. So I'm just going to add mine in there. We'll do a little test. We'll do that at gmail.com, and I'll put my name in here, and I'll just show you what that looks like and how you can use that. So I submitted that now. I'll say, please help me. And when we go back over to my Getresponse account, and I'll show you where I find this, but I'll jump right to it. If I go into my menu bar and we go over to chat just here, we can see that my message from Tom is already here. So one of the cool things about this is that this enables you as a kind of entrepreneur to just build a personal relationship with your customers. If you're sending traffic to your website, if you're paying to get customers to your website, and you're putting your kind of blood, sweat, and tears into getting them to your website, you want to be able to offer them the opportunity to tell you how great you are, or to tell you about problems or about things that they need. If you want them to purchase your products, they might have one more question. And what you can see here is that it's automatically started to generate a kind of contact card for me over here. So then what I would like to do, and this is why I introduced lists earlier, is I want to add customers to a list. I want to add them to a database, a area in which I can go in and email them later, or learn a little bit more about them when I've got loads of customers coming in. I want to attach them to a kind of specific list. So I'm just going to choose one here, and I'll show you. You can do this right inside of chats. So just again, there's no copying and pasting, or as you typically would, you put them into an Excel spreadsheet, do them once a week. It's all pretty much automatic, but you still get the choice. I'm just going to add them to this list here, but you can see that I've got loads of them. And the reason you might want to add them into a different list is you may want them to receive different communication. You may have some automation flows set up. You may have some autoresponders, and you may want them to just be put into a different funnel, basically. That's the easiest way to understand it, I guess. So I'm going to choose my most generic one here. And of course, you just need to confirm that you have permission to add this person to your list, which you do because you've spoken to them already and you will have got that permission to just send them marketing details. So I'm going to add the contact there, and that will add that for queuing right there. And then later on, when you go back into your list, you'll be able to go, okay, this is the person I spoke to, and you'll be able to see things like tags that you apply to them, any notes that you apply to them, and you can come back in here and you can see the conversation you have with them. So this is just another layer of this all-in-one marketing platform. You had a website a minute ago, now you've got a chat bot. The next thing I want to show you actually, and just to kind of pick it up, and how you would actually, how you would communicate with your customers after getting their details. If I go into my main dashboard, so this is what you're all familiar with, your main Getresponse dashboard, I've prepared a very simple automation flow that I would recommend that for any of your customers that are signing up, if you are a new customer, if you're setting up your website for the first time, to at least welcome them, to at least be able to introduce them, let them know that they've been added to your list, and then you can start pitching. So right here, you can see that at the top of the automation flow, very simply, you can see that I am looking to see when a user is added to a list. So if I have a list that just chats from my website, you add them in there, and anytime a user goes through there, we want to send them an email. And this email, and the reason I'm highlighting this email right now is quite interesting, is because this email actually gives them an opportunity to chat with you. So you may have customers, and this might be why you split up your list. You may have customers that you haven't talked to. And if you're running a course or you're running a product that you're only selling to a few people, if it's something very specific, you need to do like a kind of consultation before, you can include a chat button very simply into your email. And I will show you very quickly how to do that. So a lot of you are familiar with our drag and drop editor for email. And if I jump in, quickly create a newsletter, I won't spend too much time in here, but you can get a kind of whistle-stop tour of Getresponse into Email Creator as well. You jump into straight designing your message. We can fill out all those settings later. Into our category, because we want to welcome our customers. We've got a ton of templates to welcome our customers, so they're already created. I'll go with this one here because it has a donut in it. And when that's loaded, what I'll do is I'll just show you exactly how to add this chat button in and how simple it really is. So there are two options. You just drag and drop the button. You can see, super simple, boom, dropped. And all you need to do, because you've already activated chats, like I showed you earlier, you've already turned chats on, you've already set up your settings, you just literally click on chat there, and boom, that's it. When you send this email as part of an automation flow to your customers, they will be able to click on that button and they will be able to start chatting with you immediately. Now, you may want to direct them back to your website because you have a chat button on there. You may want to direct them to a specific page. Of course, you can do that. Simple stuff, just web address, and you can add any kind of URL that you want there. So that's another option. So that's just one way to continue this kind of communication flow and to start to nurture your leads as you get them from your website. Then you can see I've added in a wait period here, just one day, just so I'm not overwhelming them. And then what I want to do is I want to look to see whether people actually open this email. Super simple stuff. It's already done. If they open, there's no manual segmenting. It's just if they open the email, great. Let's wait one day, and I'm going to send them a membership invite because that's what I'm running. That's my business. My business is that I want to give consultations on how to use Website Builder. So I'm going to invite you to my membership. And Kasha showed you earlier how to create these membership pages and how to actually gate off your website. So how to make it exclusive. And I'm going to invite them to my membership. And if they didn't open it, maybe what I'll do is I will just go over here. I will grab a wait element from here. Let's say that I don't want to overwhelm them. Maybe they didn't open your email because it just landed at the wrong time. We definitely don't want to wait 70 days there. We want to wait just 7 days. We just drag this. So the negative path is going up here. Super simple stuff. I'm sure most of you know this already. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to send them the message again. So they haven't had the message. They haven't opened it. We're going to send them the same welcome message. You don't have to do that. You can send them another message. You can try another technique. But I'm going to show you just for easiness sake. I'm going to send them another welcome one. And then what we can do is we can then go, okay, that's cool. We're just going to link it up here. And all this does here, super simple, not complicated at all. It's just anybody that got sent this will wait for 1 day and they'll also get the membership invite. Now, if our customers actually click on the link, so I only have one link in here, and that's just the link to go to my membership website. If they did that and we saw intent, then we can tag them. And by tagging them, what we do is we add them. If I jump back into, I think we got it here. Perfect. If I go back into my list, when I've tagged them, you'll be able to segment users, send them one-off emails or export them, have a look at them, do whatever you want with them, but you've tagged your customer and it's now going to be in your list. Super simple stuff. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. The only other thing that I want to show you today very, very quickly is just how to integrate one of our other features and just introduce a kind of small promotion that we've got running as well, is our paid ads. So a lot of you were talking about Facebook ads before, Google ads. So I know it's definitely a topic that you want to hear about, but something very quickly, because you are creating your website, I'm making the assumption it's a brand new business venture for you. You want to get started. You may want to create a Google ad to look for search intent, to look for people who are looking for a specific type of business. And for those of you who are not familiar with Google Ads, because I know when I was first asked to create a Google ad, it's a little bit daunting, it's a little bit scary. There's a lot of options, a lot of big words. So what we've done is we've created a very simplified version of Google Ads that basically just gets to the point. It shows you and previews exactly what you need to put in there. It gives you little bits of advice. It's just super simplified, so you can just get your Google Ad up and running and get everything moving fast. So this is a way to actually direct people from Google based on their search preferences and actually direct them to your website. So you can see here very quickly, if I open it, that all you're really doing is just changing the options here. There are so many options. You can be very dynamic, or you can just be kind of linear. You know what works for you, totally fine. It's all very self-explanatory. And one thing that we added recently that's worth showing is our extension, our lead form extension. I think we're one of the only companies that actually offer this at the moment. So that's quite an exclusive thing for us. Is this lead form extension that actually allows you to collect leads inside of a Google ad. So if you collect a lead inside of a Google ad, very similar to the form I showed you before with email, phone numbers, and name. And actually, when you've got the attention of your customers, you can already start adding them to your list and to your automation cycle and getting them back to your website. So hopefully you can see how this all-in-one kind of works and how everything inside of Getresponse actually links you back to use the whole tool. So you just don't need any other tools. There's no plugins needed. There's no other tools. There's no crazy coding or HTML. And right now, something that we're running is we're quite in a very fortunate position where we're running a awesome promotion with Google right now. So if you spend up to $150 in the first 30 days of creating a new Google Ads account, Google will actually match that spend in Google Ads credit after the first 30 days. I think it's like 2 days after the first 30 days. So you get up to $150 worth of Google Ads credit to spend on getting people to your website. So you have a very affordable Getresponse plan, and you're getting lots of benefits with it. So I definitely recommend, once you've got your website up and running, giving this a go. Super simple. My tip here, and it's kind of don't tell anyone outside of the webinar, is to make sure that you're using a new Google Ads account and not one that you've currently got running in order to take part in that promotion. And of course, our support team will be able to help you if you want to know anything more about the promotion. So that's kind of it. That's kind of a whistle-stop tour, I guess, of how to use Getresponse in general, how to integrate everything within an all-in-one marketing tool. And I think now, we're taking up quite a bit of your time there. I think now I'm going to close my screen sharing, and hopefully we should be all good here now. And I think we're going to jump to a little bit of a Q&A, and I'll ask the team, I'll ask Kasia and me how to jump on with me again, and to as we go through some of your questions already. I know I can see the guys in the chat have been answering quite a lot of your questions already. But should we jump into the Q&A? Yeah, I think so, right? And thanks for being so patient with me there, guys, with those screen sharing problems. That's just a super easy thing there. Always happens live events, and lots of us, as you can see. So cool. So let's just kick off with some of the first questions. We'll have a little look. Yeah, exactly, Gus, exactly. With the $150 worth of free Google Ads, it's crazy, a really cool marketing campaign that we're able to run with them. So super happy with that. I don't know if you, Kasia or Michał, had any questions we wanted to jump into straight away, or we can just run through the
So should we go with, we've got hundreds of them. Yeah, do we want to go with the latest one?
I can answer some of the most recent questions. I noticed there's a recurring question about the SSL certificate. Are they website secure? Yes, they are. SSL certificate is issued for the websites you connect to your Getresponse website.
Perfect, super simple. Love that. Yeah. Have a little.
Someone was asking about a booking calendar feature for coaches and consultants, and I know that this is also included in the works. So that's good stuff.
Yeah, super cool. Have a look. There are a lot of questions, guys. We're definitely keeping us busy there. I know that we answered definitely a few of them throughout there, and we definitely throughout the webinar we've definitely answered quite a lot of these as well. And we had some at the beginning as well.
Yeah, someone was asking before where we can see a setup, like a drag and drop setup that you had, Tom, in front of you. That was the marketing automation builder, marketing automation workflows. And it seems that people enjoyed the chats feature. Not all of them knew about them, you know.
So chats are always chats are always a winner, right? They're definitely great. Definitely recommend. Something I forgot to mention actually about chats is that there's also a mobile app as well. So you can download the mobile app. You can stay in contact with your customers live. It's just a really good way to reduce friction. As you're getting those first website visitors, you want to nurture them. You want to make sure that they do have that one-to-one kind of contact with you. You want to build those personal kind of relationships with them so that they trust you and they'll buy your product, and you'll learn quite a lot from them. It's great to get the feedback from them as well. And it's nice that you just don't have to embed it, because we've worked with a lot of stuff like this and it just gets very complicated after a while, right? Trying to embed them on the front end and having to have some dev. But this is just one click and it's on, and it's super simple and it's included in all the plans right now. So definitely recommend having a go with it, guys.
Yeah, I saw one of the early questions was about deliverability, and the big thing that we're doing here with the website builder is help you set up your own domain, set up your own email domain as well, so that this is our step forward to help you improve your email deliverability. We can do so many things on the platform side, on our team side, but one of the best things you can do for your own business is to set up your own email domain and use your company domain to send out your email campaigns. And if you haven't done it just yet, please do it, because more and more email providers are actually saying that they will be rejecting email campaigns from those free domains that they cannot identify with a specific individual sender. So this is a good opportunity to kill two birds with one stone. Just get a website with your own domain and set up email campaigns using that company domain too.
I think we had a question from Suzanne as well, and this is kind of it's a good question. It's about Getresponse in general. Yeah, you can add people. There's a Teams option. You just go into your settings. You can add a few people. It depends on your plan as to how many people you can add, but certainly, yeah, you can jump in and create a website and give access to multiple team members. So yeah, exactly. If you want to run it like that, simple answer, Suzanne, is yes, you can do that for sure.
Sure.
I like one of these questions here, but this is the first time we've heard about the website builder. Is it a beta or fully functional? I mean, it's been a big few weeks for us launching this product. It is in beta, but I don't like to use the word beta. Actually, it's not a real beta. It's kind of it's a fully working tool. It's been released out there, but for sure, as you've seen through the comments, that we have lots of things that we'd like to add in, lots of suggestions. So we really appreciate those suggestions. We'll take them over to the product development team. But you can jump in and have a go yourself, and you can see very much so that it's a fully functioning website builder. So definitely recommend getting a bit hands-on with that one for sure.
Yeah, someone even commented that they've already built one website with us, and it is excellent. And truth be told, one of our team members actually tested it. He has a WordPress website himself, and he created an exact same copy of it with Website Builder, and it was just as fast without any additional plugins, additional changes. So honestly, getting your own, setting up a WordPress website yourself, setting up the hosting, the domain, plugins, etc. This is easier, guys. This is easier.
It really is, right? It's really not so complicated. Surprisingly uncomplicated as well, right? It's just super easy to just set up a website for sure.
Yeah.
So then was one question. Sorry, go on, Michał. You jump.
No, yeah. So there's this question about whether we're thinking of building a course builder instead of using Teachable Kajabi. I don't think we are. I think the best move forward for us will be actually to integrate with them better. Let's see what the future holds.
For sure. We could definitely recommend it to the product development team, let people know that they're interested in it for sure. But yeah, you never know what the future holds. Exactly. I saw somebody also mentioned about the limits on adding files as well, because Kasia was showing off how to add PDFs, and the limits are the same. You get again, it's all in one. So you have this, the files that you attach in your files and images, which is one of the features that we have inside of Getresponse. I believe it's 2 gigabytes, so it's quite a lot of space. So yeah, so that's your limit for now, but it's quite a lot. Usually we don't really have any need for much more, especially when you're just offering a few products there for sure. So yeah, so the limit on adding files is the same as it would be for the rest of Getresponse.
I think I saw a question about the number of websites I create. So at this point, you can create a limited number of websites. So, and there's no limit to pages you can add.
Just unlimited everything, right? For everybody, and unlimited everything. Just as many websites as we can create. So definitely feel free to push the team and to create as many websites after this webinar if possible as you can. But definitely, yeah. And I think there was another question as well, which we definitely covered, but it's just, I think, worthwhile just even mentioning it, just reaffirming it. Yes, you can definitely change existing templates. This is kind of, when we say templates, they're just the base.
Yeah.
Lots of times you might want to actually just you might want to run away with the templates, and that's amazing. They have been designed with actually Kasha has been creating tons of these, and our design team have been creating tons of these. So they are professionally designed, kind of created to convert. But yeah, definitely you can change them. Somebody else asked, can I start from blank? You can, of course, start from blank. There are no limitations, but we want to set you up and make things as easy as possible. One of the core goals of the website creator is to kind of to make it as simple as possible and to get yourself online in under 15 minutes. Super simple stuff. But yeah, definitely you can change existing templates to your heart's content. You can take a template and make it look completely different by the end of the day. There's absolutely no problem with that whatsoever.
I want to come back to the question that I started answering in one of the breaks we took. Can I add another website that is accessible to my team without my original website being accessible to them? At the moment, we haven't set up any access rules to the website, so websites are not part of the team feature yet. It's definitely something that we're looking into, and we are still in the process of deciding how it's going to be, the extent to which it's going to be available to team members if you add users and team members to your account.
That'd be cool to see that for sure, right?
Someone's asking about access to cPanel. We're not granting that access from, as far as I'm concerned, right?
No, not at the moment. No. There's no access to cPanel.
Yeah, there's also a question about using a domain that is a Swedish domain. Do you need a US domain? You don't need to have a US or Swedish domain. You choose which market you're marketing to, and what is the best way forward for you. So if you are targeting to Swedish audience, they're used to actually typing the Swedish ending. So then go ahead with the Swedish domain.
I think one of the other things as well that we, because there are so many features within Website Builder, but one that I remember coming up was about editing images inside of Website Builder as well. So we have a native image editor inside of Website Builder. It's also available in some of our other features as well, like email marketing. But what's also worth noting as well is that we also have an integration with Unsplash as well. So you get literally thousands of free stock images available inside of Website Builder. This is a super cool integration that we have, definitely one of my favorites. So if you can spend hours online looking for stock images, we have it all inside of there. Our templates are also considering them as well, so just drag and drop any images. So worth having a look. If you don't have images, if you're not quite at that stage, if you're like a one-person business, worth having a look through that Unsplash integration as well. That's built in with it, no added cost at all.
There's also a question about support available. Yes, of course, our support team is there 24/7 to answer your questions. You can talk to them via live chat, and you can also email them. So absolutely.
Folks, should we take just one more question to wrap things up?
I think so,
a bit over time. The obvious question, will you get a recording? Yes, you will get a recording. You'll get the reply sent to you by email. I think we'll be trying to send it out tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the aim for sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's the aim. And yeah, so and the question about your personal email account, you can do it when you actually buy a domain through Getresponse. We create that email address for you. So we will be actually providing more materials, more technical information, more guides as we move forward. This is a brand new feature that we've only published 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
yeah, so it's even harder to create help documents without the actual tool being available to everyone. So feel free to actually follow up with us after this webinar with all your questions, suggestions as well for the features. Because as we mentioned earlier, this is an early access stage where we gather your feedback, your requests for future features. So if you have any requests, feel free to let us know. And I really, really appreciate it that you joined us here. So many folks of you joined us and stayed over time as well. So hopefully this has been helpful. I can definitely say from my perspective, it was. And we're super happy that Kasia was joining us here for the first time. One of many,
Thanks for having
webinars.
Yeah, we'll definitely be pulling you back into other ones, Kasia, for sure as well now. Yeah.
Happy to help. Anytime.
Absolutely. All right, folks. So once again, thank you all for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
Have a good rest of your day. Have a good afternoon and night.
Thanks, guys.
And we will be following up with you soon. Hey.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye.